All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a little bit of an update to talk about when it comes to Ready or Not. If you guys don't know what's going on with this particular video game, let me just remind you. The game had a bunch of controversy recently because it has been revealed that the developer has decided to go back on their initial word of never censoring their vision and never censoring the game for anybody's belief or whatever publisher. They're going back on their word because now they're trying to release their game on consoles. And since that is happening, they had to censor the game. They had to censor some of the gore. They had to censor some of the nudity. Basically, they had to censor a lot of the realism, which was a major selling point for Ready or Not, and a lot of its players. The players were not very happy. They ended up review bombing the game, and now the game is at a mostly negative in terms of review scores, and it's not looking pretty. However, it seems as if the mainstream Eurydice out there are trying to claim that every single one of you have lost. They're trying to say that Ready or Not's review bomb campaign was short-lived, and that the player counts have doubled on Steam, and that it tops PlayStation's pre-orders list as well. Now, let's keep in mind a couple of things, okay? PlayStation pre-order list means absolutely nothing, okay? Because we have seen a multitude of video games that the Eurydice had tried to praise as being the #1 games ever, and they all topped the PlayStation list only for them to flop when they officially release. None of that actually means anything. Not only that, the number doubling on Steam, it is coinciding with the Steam summer sale. I feel like that should be obvious at this point. The game is like half off, I believe, on Steam summer sale. So of course, the numbers are going to go higher during this sale when a bunch of people bought the game to see it for the first time. So it's pretty natural. It has nothing to do with, oh, we are so anti, we just love censorship so much that we're all going to play the game to own the chuds. Like, none of that is happening, but they're trying to make it seem as if that's happening. So the article says, Ready or Not, the gritty realistic SWAT experience is currently set at mostly negative on Steam as players gather to protest changes made to adhere to stricter console standards over the last couple of weeks. Now, keep in mind, guys, there are plenty of games available on console that both feature gore and nudity. So it's not about necessarily stricter console guidelines. It's about the simple fact that these developers are just bending the knee really easily. They don't want to negotiate with Xbox or Sony. They don't want to do anything. They just want to say, hey, what do we got to do? The easiest way to get our game on your platform, and they're willing to sacrifice their entire vision to make it happen. But in any case, but despite all the angry reviews and comments, it doesn't look like Ready or Not has suffered any lasting damage. Ready or Not's player count on Steam has seen a steady incline since June 26, rising from just under 6,000 concurrent players to a height of 17,269 a few days ago. The rise coincides with Ready or Not Steam sale, which saw the game have a 50% discount, and it sits at $24.99. So even PC Gamer admits that the rise is from the Steam summer sale, and yet they're trying to kind of paint the picture without actually painting the picture. They're kind of doing the, oh, I'm not saying that, but I am really saying that kind of a situation. Let's go look at SteamDB together, because we're also going to look at the forums too. I feel like the forums are very important for us to all look at. So if you look at the numbers right now at the time of filming this video, the 24-hour peak is 13,966 with 10,544 players playing the game right now. If you look at the numbers here, people were in fact checking out. They were clearly not very happy, and then little by little the numbers are now going up because of the Steam summer sale. But even at this number of 17,269 in July this year, the number is still going down anyway. So regardless, people are checking out, in my opinion. But with the Steam summer sale, it has brought an influx of new players that are checking it out for the first time. They maybe aren't sure about the entire controversy. If you go over to their Steam forums right now, it's pretty ugly. There's a lot of trolling, all right? I mean, look, you got someone saying, please add LGBTQ representation to the game. It would be amazing. Trans rights and human rights. It's an obvious troll, right? You promise, you lie. People are pissed, man. They remember when the developers said that they would never censor their game, and now here they are censoring their game. He says, you promised, you lied. You promised you would never censor the game, that the visual impact was important. You went back on all of it for a console release. You and your stupid monthly recaps that you think anyone is interested in, but it's nonsense filler that you haven't had significant updates in ages and show no signs of it in the future. This abandonware that you now go back and rob me of the visual impact it once had. See, the thing is, apparently they haven't been updating the game very much, so chances are they're probably just looking to get more money without having to update the game, and the only way to really do that would be to release the game on other platforms, and that's why they're doing it. This person says it seems like Void Interactive doesn't know how to negotiate because they just gave in essentially to Microsoft and Sony. People are saying the game got worse. They should be offering optional refunds, and you even have people admitting that they're counter positive review bombing. So for all the people out there that try to say positive review bombing is not a thing, let it be known that it absolutely is. And this goes for anything: movies, TV shows, it doesn't matter, video games. There are people out there that will try to start campaigns to positive review bomb a game, whether before or after negative review bombing happens, it doesn't matter. There are people out there that will treat a game as their ideological puppet, and they will positive review bomb it. It says, starting a campaign of Ready or Not positive review counter bombing. Ready or Not is still a great game and deserves to be supported by its players who enjoy it and will eagerly keep playing it post July 15th. If there is a loud minority that want to ruin the reviews out of spite, that doesn't mean that the silent majority should sit back and take it. So for all you gamers out there that are watching this video, that are part of the Ready or Not community, that are very unhappy about the review bombing, let it be known, according to this person, and probably according to the developers too, they think you are the minority. They think that you mean nothing, and they're trying to counter you and silence you, essentially. And they're being good little corpo shills, right? They're like, yes, daddy, Ready or Not, we are going to be playing this game no matter what. You can count on us to always be here. It doesn't matter if you change your vision. It doesn't matter if you go back on your word. We're always going to be here because we love being bootlickers, right? So those kind of people, they think they're the majority, and they're trying to say you are the minority. So maybe partake in these discussions on Steam and make sure they understand that that's not necessarily the case. Then, of course, they always say the tried true statement. I love when these kind of people say these things because you know it's bullshit. They're like, do we like censorship? Definitely not. But it's a business decision Void made to toe the ESRB line, and it is what it is. Why even say, do we not like censorship? Definitely not. And then agree with censorship because of XYZ reasons. Like, bro, are you serious right now? There's a difference between criticizing and hateful, immature spamming. Enough's enough. Leave a positive review of Ready or Not for future players who are looking for an objective review of the game. This person says, well, it's a good time to Eddie to review the game, sure, but I doubt your effort will make a dent in the current nerd rage. Let's take it one objective, positive review at the time. Again, censorship, but going to post a positive review to counter the people posting negative reviews due to censorship. Strong logic and ideals you hold there. That's exactly my point, bro. It's like, come on, just don't even bother saying that you're against censorship. There's no reason to say it in your comment. Just talk about the positive review bombing and leave the whole, oh, I'm totally against censorship nonsense. People always do this, man. There's no reason to do it. Nobody's going to believe you. There is one particular thread that I really want to focus on, and that it's apparently that Void Interactive is apparently selling stuff during this whole outrage, clearly trying to farm it. It says, our community is up in arms. Let's sell vinyls. Signed, Void. I'm convinced the marketing team is actively working against Void and trying to destroy it. And do they really expect people to trust chronic liars like them? And then they link it back to how they said they would never censor the game. I mean, it is wild what is happening on this particular game and their forum thread and everything. It's just crazy. So at this point, I just want to kind of reiterate, the urinalists out there are claiming victory over the chuds, right? The urinalists are claiming victory over gamers. They're trying to make it seem as if you guys are the minority. They're trying to make it seem as if you had no impact with your review bombing and with your boycotting of the game. Apparently, the censorship has not taken place yet. It's going to take place on July 15th. And when that happens, that's when we're really going to see whether or not gamers are going to take an L on this. But I really don't know which way it could go. I think at this point, this game has so many sales, that I think that it will have enough players, obviously, to survive at this point. The numbers do seem to be going down little by little. But again, keep in mind, it's just a weekday, so that tends to happen. But time is going to tell on this particular situation. But let's be real. They made all their money, right? They got anywhere between 5 to 10 million sales on Steam. They're about to release on console. And even if they sell a little bit on console, doesn't matter. They're still going to get more than enough money for their game, and they'll be able to make their next one. So we'll see whether or not there's a fan base around for that one. But at this point, the numbers seem to be dwindling slowly but surely on Ready or Not. But the Steam sale did give them an influx that they desperately needed. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this? Do you think that the review bombers and the angry gamers are in fact the minority? Or do you think they are the majority and more people need to act? Whatever the reason may be, you can let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.